Welcome into Steelers Talk. I'm Meghan Payton. We've got a trade show for you guys. It's that time of the year. A lot of trade targets to go over. But first, we have a favor. Help us get to 5,000 subscribers. We work hard here at Chat Sports to keep you guys updated all season long with trades, recaps, previews. Help us get to 5,000 subscribers. And subscribe now if you are not. So we are talking trade targets today. Like I said, it's that time of the year where these rumors start to come up. Teams start kind of making some decisions. We're at a November 2nd trade deadline. So what is it? Today's end of, kind of middle end of October. This is when teams start to really consider who they would give up, what they would want in return. So right now we are going to talk about who I think could possibly be good trade candidates for the Steelers to bring on their team. And we're going to start off first with some wide receivers, because obviously losing JuJu Smith-Schuster for the season is going to play a big factor into how the Steelers can run their offense, how they're going to utilize the weapons that they currently have, and who they could bring in to help ease it up and, provide some depth. First guy I like, Jamison Crowder. Jamison Crowder at the Jets right now. He was a a guy that I think you would only need to give up like a 2023 fourth or fifth round pick. And this is someone that is on their final year contract. Now, the Jets really might need more draft picks. So I think that this is someone that they'd be willing to maybe give up, which is kind of surprising because I think that Crowder's someone that is going to only improve. He's a guy that I think can provide a lot. He's a versatile player. He's someone that really the Steelers could benefit a lot from, and I don't think they're going to need to give up too much. Honestly, the Jets are in a situation right now where they're really bad. So they are going to be thinking more future. They are not thinking right now, I mean, they are, of how they can win this season, but I think that draft picks are something that they're going to be looking out for. So this is a guy that I would bet on. And by the way, if I am going to bet, I am going to be using BetUS. BetUS is the best sports book, and they are offering an amazing deal right now. If you go to chatsports.com/bet, use the promo code Steelers125, you are going to get a 125% deposit bonus. Guys, hear me out. That's you put up $100, they give you $125. You've got $225 now to bet on whatever you like. And maybe Jamison Crowder is someone that you'd want to look out for player props. Next up, someone I think the Steelers could also use is Allen Robinson. Now, have we seen a lot from Allen Robinson lately? Not really, but that's kind of, in my opinion, a mistake by Chicago. He's been with the Bears. He's right now on a franchise tag. They couldn't figure out that deal with him. So in reality, Robinson's kind of on his way out. The Bears know this. And so he's not going to take that much to get either. He right now has only had 29 targets, 17 receptions, 181 yards, and 1 touchdown. He's just not getting nearly as many reps as he has been in the past. And that's because Chicago's focusing on the run game. And that's fine. But the Bears' change of offense with Justin Fields and the way that they're, kind of shifting their offensive scheme is really a reason why Allen Robinson is going to want to leave and why the Steelers could potentially benefit a lot from him and get him for a cheaper cost. So for me, when I look at this wide receiver room in Pittsburgh, obviously Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson, James Washington, those are the 3 guys you're sticking with right now. And Ray McLeod, sure, he's going to be helpful. Cody White, I like the guys that the Steelers have, but I mean, wide receivers get hurt. Chase Claypool last week, he was dealing with a little bit of an injury, kind of coming in and out of games. Deontay Johnson, it's just a matter of time before something happens and we might have to see him miss a little bit of time. So I think it is important that the Steelers get some more depth in the wide receiver room. You don't want to just rely on Ray McLeod and Cody White. I think a veteran like Allen Robinson would be helpful, or maybe Jamison Crowder. But do you guys think the Steelers need a wide receiver? Go to the comments right now and type Y for yes or N for no. This is our pinned comment for this video. So I really want to hear your votes because this is the topic that's going around Pittsburgh. What is happening with the wide receivers? Next up, we've got Marlon Mack. Now, you might be saying to me, Megan, why do the Steelers need a running back? They've got a great guy in Najee Harris. Now, obviously, that is the case. But here's my thought process with a guy like Marlon Mack. Now, Najee Harris is playing fantastic, but are we going to leave it all on him? Colts and Marlon Mack have agreed to explore trade options. In 2019, he put up 1,173 total yards. Now, Marlon Mack has kind of fallen behind Jonathan Taylor Hines. He's not getting the reps that he would like. So that is why Indy and him are saying, hey, we can explore some trade options. And I just don't want all of the reps going to Najee Harris. Again, injuries are a concern as we get later into the season. You don't want to see a guy like Harris get hurt. And then now the Steelers run game that they finally started improving is kind of going downhill. So Marlon Mack would be a great guy, number 2 guy. I think that he could be someone that's a little bit better than Benny Snell, maybe. I mean, Balaj played a little bit better last week, but I still think Marlon Mack would be a good number 2. Do you guys think the Steelers should trade for Marlon Mack? Let me know. Type T for trade or type P for pass. I like this guy. I'd say you can get him pretty cheap. He's a former 4th-round pick. He's due $2 million this year, so he's going to be a free agent in 2022. I think the Steelers could come up, give away maybe even honestly a 5th or 6th round pick and get Marlon Mack. I like this move. By the way, as you guys are getting your votes in, make sure you are subscribed to Steelers Talk. We are keeping you updated all season long with recaps, previews, trade rumors, everything all season. Make sure you are subscribed. Next on for our trade candidates is Andre Dillard. Now, I like this as an option for Pittsburgh. Now, we've talked about the issues that the Steelers have had on the offensive line. And is it improving? Yeah, sure. It is getting better, but it's not solid. You're not going to compare it to other teams in the league and say the Steelers are doing fantastic. They lost a lot of guys this past year, so it's understandable. There's a lot of new people. There's a lot of rookies trying to learn this system. And so a guy like Dillard, you bring him in, and I think he would really help improve. Now, in 2021, he's right now his PFF grades, he has a 253 snaps. He has an overall grade of 69.5, pass block grade of 78, and a run block grade of 57. Now, you might look at this and say, like, this isn't overall fantastic, but Andre Dillard is a guy that knows what he's doing. He's been in this league for a little bit. He understands how to play. And could he replace Dan Moore Jr.? Maybe. I mean, I think that, again, you look at what Pittsburgh is dealing with and you'd say, hey, if Moore isn't playing well, maybe Dillard is someone that you can bring in. And honestly, if you do like what you're getting out of your offensive line, even Dillard could be good as a backup. He is kind of playing a backup role in Philly right now. So again, another reason why the Eagles would be likely to trade for him. I think it would require, though, probably a decent pick since he is on his rookie deal. I think I said he's been in the league. Sorry, what I meant is he had a really good performance in college, but as he enters the league, I'd say that he's going to be more expensive, and that's just what you get when a guy's still on their rookie contract. I do like this idea. The only problem is I don't want Pittsburgh to have to give up too much for a guy like Dillard. Lastly, for my trade candidates is going to be Clelin Ferrell, defensive end for the Raiders. Now, he is honestly not happy in Las Vegas. You can tell he has only played 18% of the defensive snaps for the Raiders. So I think there's a little bit of tension going on right now, and he'd likely be pretty cheap. Now, you might be saying, Megan, why do the Steelers need a defensive end? We are doing great right now with the guys we have. Now, I'd say we're doing good. We've got Cameron Hayward, who has been playing really well. I like what we're seeing out of him. Alua, sure. Chris Wormley, he missed a couple tackles last week. But overall, sure, I do like our defense, but I do think that Farrell could just help with injuries because that it has been a problem for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that he would likely be a guy that would be cheap. And so that's ultimately what you're looking for. When we get into these trade talks, yeah, we could sit here right now and we could talk about some guys that are incredibly unrealistic. But what I'm trying to do is think about, hey, what is the best move for Pittsburgh to where they can get some more depth? They can, make a better run at the playoffs this year, but also they're not giving up an insane amount. Now, maybe there's some people, though, that you guys are thinking, you're watching this video saying, I like this guy. This is your chance right now. We are talking trades. Get your votes in. Name me a player that you want the Steelers to trade for. I showed you my list right now. We've got a couple wide receivers on here. We've got Marlon Mack as a running back. We've got the offensive tackle, Dillard, and we've got the defensive end, Cleveland Barrels. So a lot more trade talk to come, obviously, as the deadline, which is November 2nd, approaches. There is going to be much more Steelers trade talk coming. Cool. Alrighty, a little messed up there with the Andre. What year is Dillard?